Okay, hello. What is up, guys? Nice to see you all again. This is our January week 3. Hi, Melvin. How are you? Wow, we only have 4 people today. Apparently, everyone is in holiday mode, huh? So no one is coming to my class. Sad. Hi, Jenny. How are you? And hi, Jessian. And hi, Ashwin. Hi, guys. So, today will be a very chill class lah. Today will be a very chill class. May I ask who is not going for pure science? Who's not going for pure science? I believe everyone here is going for pure science, isn't it? That means you are taking biology, you are taking physics, you are taking chemistry. Because I assume most of you are taking express class, right? So if that's the case, then you are taking biology, physics, and chemistry. All right, or you're just taking sub-science, that means you only take physics and chemistry. Okay, so what are we doing today? Okay, we are going to go into our Form 4 stuff, right? I know you are not supposed to learn this until like February when you start your express class, but hey, I'm gonna, start you early, okay, and we'll talk about some biology stuff. Okay, don't worry, today will be a very chill class, a very chit-chatty class. Okay, if you guys have anything on your mind, anything you guys want to ask, feel free to do so, right? Especially when it comes to career. All right, if you say, sir, what should I become next time? What is your career path? Okay, feel free to tell me because I've been there, all right? I'm sure you feel very lost right now. You don't know what to choose, okay? You don't know what are you going for next time. So I'm here to solve your problem, hopefully. Okay, hello, Chensing, how are you? We are in this biology stuff, huh? Okay, so today let's talk about biology. Right, so biology will be your hardest subject next year. Wait, next year, this year, okay, whatever. So computer science is harder than medicine. Uh, it depends on how you look at it. You see, guys, difficult, right? In terms of difficulty and stuff, right? It's a very subjective thing. All right, it's a very subjective thing. Okay, how do I say so? You see, I'm a very logical scientific guy. If you ask me to do maths and physics, it's easy for me, right? But for certain people, okay, for those who are not very good in maths, they might feel very challenging. So difficulty will be a very, very subjective thing. All right. So anyway, so let's talk about biology today. I will try to go a little bit more detail into biology today. All right, because I don't want to teach very basic stuff. You'll be wasting your time here. Right, so don't think that today you won't learn stuff, you will still be learning some things. All right, anyway, so what is biology, by the way? Biology is the study of living things, okay, as you already know. So when it comes to studying living things, as you know in your Form 1 and Form 2 and Form 3, the front chapters are usually biology. And when it comes to biology, it usually means memorization. Right? When you learn your Form 3 science this year, you memorize about your heart, your lungs, your five senses. It's all just memorization, isn't it? So biology is the same way next year. Okay, by next year, I refer to your Form 4 year lah. So when you take biology next year, it's gonna be, shit tons of memorizing, right? Case in point, your Form 4 next year, your biology is going to be 15 chapters. Right? Biology itself is already so difficult, it's already so challenging, so time consuming. They decide to cram 15 chapters in your Form 4. That's a lot of shit to study, right? I don't know what's wrong with the government. I don't know what's wrong with the Ministry of Education. Because last time, syllabus wasn't like that. Last time syllabus was, there were 9 or 10 chapters in Form 4, and then there were 6 to 7 chapters in Form 5. Now they decide to cram everything into Form 4. And then Form 5, they decide to make it a bit easier. Okay, so Form 4 will be a very challenging year because there's a lot of things to study. Right, anyway, so why do you study biology? Why do you study biology? Okay, to study how the human body works, to study the interaction between living and non-living things. This is your ecology, right? Your species, population, and community, those. And then how do you, for disease prevention and treatment, all right? You have actually learned this in Form 2. Remember your first, second, third line of defense? Remember them? What is your passive and active immunity? What is artificial passive, natural passive? Artificial artificial active, natural active. Okay, I think you already learned this. And then to save endangered species, ecology as well, preserve, conserve environment, to produce high quality food, yada yada yada. Okay, so you read this by yourself. Right, so should you study biology, then you have to ask yourself next time, what field are you going into? Right? If you say, sir, I am for sure going to study medicine, then well, you are for sure going to take biology. Okay? Any one of you here wants to become a doctor? Any? Any of you wants to save lives? Any one of you here wants to? No. Jenny, what do you want to become? That's a big nah right there. What do you want to become? Okay, so about career, okay. Put it this way lah, okay, let's talk about career, shall we? Let's talk about career. Because I have many students asking me, sir, where should I go? What should I do? This question, I will throw it back to you. What do you want to do? Right? Because guys, gone were the days that you follow the footsteps of your parents. Right? Like last time, your parents tell you to do engineering. It's either you do engineering or they will disown you. Right? If they say medicine, you go, then medicine, you go. There's no way for you to, you have no liberty of choosing your future. But hey, things are very different right now. Hopefully, okay, I hope your parents don't say to be architecture. Okay, I'll talk about it later. Right, so I hope your parents are, a little bit more liberal than parents used to be last time. So, why do I say so? Okay, why do I say so? You don't listen to whatever people has to say. I mean, yeah, if people give you advice, you can consider their advice, but do not use it as a Bible, right? Because I am the victim of it. I was, okay, I am still a victim of it. All right. So why do I say so? Because when I was Form 4, okay, I was doing biophysics and chemistry. And after I finished my secondary school, yeah, I finished my secondary school. When I go to pre-U, I was still thinking, what do I want to do? And then one of my mom's friend, okay, it was very stupid of me lah. One of my mom's friends said, "Hey, did you know Malaysia has a shortage of engineer, civil engineer especially. You know what's a civil engineer, right? Civil engineer means construction lah. So, Janae, I think yours is very related to, because architects and civil engineers, we kind of work hand in hand, right? So, architects, we call it AR, and engineers, we call it IR. So, AR and IR kind of works together. Right, so my mom's friend said, oh, Malaysia has a very serious shortage of civil engineers. And he said that, oh, if you do civil engineering, it should be a very bright future. And without thinking, I just dive my head straight into it. Okay, because they say so, they say lack of engineer, so I do engineering, right? Without even considering things, right? So, and then when I got into engineering, I didn't quite like it. Right? I didn't quite like it, but what to do? I already committed to it. I already spent the money, so I died and finished it lah. So once I finished it, thinking that this would be a good future, boy was I wrong. Right? Boy was I wrong. Because by the time I graduated, which was like 4, 5 years later, okay, by the time I graduated, the void in engineering has already been filled, right? We have plenty of engineers already. And as we speak right now, okay, as we speak, engineer is already in a surplus, right? As in we have too many engineers right now. So when you study economics, okay, basic economics, when you have very high supply, okay, when you have very low demand, the price usually goes down, right? When you have oversupply of something, price usually goes down. So that's when your salary takes a hit. Okay, guys, I'm not joking. If you're a fresh graduate architect or a fresh graduate civil engineer, you would be lucky to get 3,000. Lucky, right? Think about it. You spend, if you go to private, you spend like 60, 70K. That's the cheap one. If you go to Taylor's, if you go to Sunway, it could easily go 100 something thousand. For you to spend 100 something thousand just to get 2.5 thousand of starting salary, it's a big slap in the face, right? So by that point, there's only two choices. It's number one, you go to Singapore, right? Which is why so many Malaysians are there. You can go to Singapore, or number two, you change your career, which is what I did. Okay, I changed my career and I decided to become because I was teaching all along. I started teaching at 18, and I was like, you know what? Screw being an engineer. Why not I start teaching? Why not I full time become a teacher? So I actually did better than if I were to become an engineer. So you can say that my engineering degree is kind of a waste right now, right? And I'm still paying for the study loan, right? I'm still paying for the study loan, which the degree has no use whatsoever, right? So what I'm trying to say here is, okay, what I'm trying to say here is, do not listen to what other people has to say, all right? Teaching pays well, okay, TDC pays well, I would say reasonably well, better than engineering, at least. Okay, anyway, what I'm trying to say here is, follow your passion. Follow your passion. Don't go university just for the sake of it, right? Many people, they do this. Many people, they say, oh, since everyone is going, right? Since everyone is going to engineering, why not I follow and become an engineer? Okay, this is what they call the sheep effect. Okay, the sheep effect. Okay, everyone just follows what everyone does. So if everyone is like this, then there will be an oversupply, right? Yes, Karshan, hello. Is this the first time seeing? Is this me? Is this the first time seeing you here? I don't recognize your name. Hello, by the way. Okay, I was just talking about career lah. So anyway, guys, just ask yourself what do you want to become. Ask yourself what is your passion. Like me, why do I become a teacher? Because my passion has been and always been public speaking. I'm a very good public speaker, right? I've been on stage since standard one, right? I've been giving talks, performing, speaking since standard one. So public speaking is my cup of tea. So if I were to go into public speaking and teaching earlier without doing engineering, I would have easily saved that 60 from 70,000. Right? So again, my lesson of the story is, don't just do university just for the sake of it. Unless you say, sir, I really want to go university. I want to experience that college life. I want to gain extra knowledge. Okay, sure. You cannot do public speaking. Then that's not your thing, right? It's no shame in admitting you are not good at something. Like you see, I suck at cooking. Well, I can't cook to save my life. So that's not my thing, right? So I'm sure all of you are good at something. Find that talent of yours and go that direction. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to say. So if you want to go university for studying, for the sake of studying, you want to get extra knowledge, you want to be a smarter person, good, go ahead. If your family can afford it, go. Right? But please don't have the misconception. Many people are misled thinking that education equals to high pay. I get educated, I will get high pay. yes and no, right? It certainly helps getting a better pay, but it's not everything, right? Because let me tell you the truth, let me tell the truth. I don't care whether you graduate from Cambridge or Harvard, right? If I have two candidates in front of me, let's say I'm an engineering firm, I'm an engineering company. If there are two candidates in front of me, one graduated from Harvard with zero experience, one graduated from some unknown university, but he has 10 years of working experience. Without a question, okay, in a heartbeat, I will go for the second guy, right? Because experience is what it matters. Your education is nothing but a piece of paper to prove that, okay, you are educated in this field. It is no guarantee of your performance. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is don't spend too much. If you must go to university, do it the cheapest way possible, right? Spending more money will not equate to you getting higher pay next time. No, right? You spend a few thousand and go to public university compared to you spending hundreds of thousands going to private university. Trust me, when both of you come out, you will be paid the same. This is a very ugly truth. No one has ever told you this, right? Because most of our parents they are still stuck in the mindset thinking that, oh, you must go to university, get a degree, then get a job. You see, it doesn't work like this anymore, right? Times are already changing. Okay, we have to move on with the times because this model of would you say this is a business model? This business model has already been long outdated. Okay, so yeah, I mean I can go all day about this lah. So next time if you really want some career advice, come look for me. Okay, come look for me. Don't go to those universities fair. Don't go to those what education fair and do your career advice there. For sure, they want you to study one because they earn money from you right? You go to any university, you go and look for their counselor. Oh, should I study? Of course, they say yes one. Hey, you give them hundreds of thousands of tuition fee leh. Of course, they want you to study lah, right? It's like going to a wedding planner and ask them, should I make a wedding? Well, how are they going to say no? Would they spoil their business like that? No, right? So you should get your advice from someone who has no conflict of interest, right? Who has a very objective way of looking at things. Okay, so anyway, wow, I'm going very far away already, isn't it? So let's come back to biology. So if biology is your thing, if you want to, further your studies in biology, well, go ahead and take it. So you might take your medicine. And okay, if you say, sir, is there any biology field that is more technical one, more technological one, something more advanced one? Because you see, medicine is a very old career, right? To be a doctor is like 40 50 years ago already. So if you want something more advanced, something more up to date, you can go for these two, biochem or biotech. Because I have a friend in biotech. Okay, he did biotech and he went out and he worked for big pharmas. He worked for those big pharma companies like Pfizer, Pfizer, GlaxoSmithKline, those big companies. Okay, so if you are a biotech, you graduated from biotech, so that could be a career choice. Okay, so all these things are like yeah, you can basically read this yourself you can read this yourself. I mean okay, if you are very interested in sports, okay, you are interested in human body, but you don't want to do medicine, go for sports science lah, right? Go for sports science, go for physiotherapy to become a physiotherapist, right? Because you see, if you're a physiotherapist, if you're a physiotherapist for Olympic team, let's say now you are okay, any of you watch football? Any of you watch football? If you're a physiotherapist for, say, Arsenal or Real Madrid, I'm sure it pays better than a doctor, right? So not necessarily means, oh, I'm interested in human bodies, I have to become a doctor. It doesn't work like that, okay? There are many other career choices, okay? You can become a physiotherapist, right? Not necessarily everything is like, okay, like I have a student, what is she doing right now? She's becoming a dietitian. Oh, it's not mentioned here. Okay, it's dietetic lah. Dietetic. Is this how you spell it? Okay. Dietetic lah, dietitian lah. That means you still work in the hospital, but you advise your patients on how do you eat, okay, things like that. You see, so not necessarily you have to become a doctor, unless that's your passion. Okay, that's a different thing. Okay, I don't see anyone wants to become a doctor, huh? Hey, you know, during my times, when I was, okay, I'm a 90 kids. Okay, I was born in 1991. During my times, everyone wants to become a doctor, right? Everyone, it's the ultimate dream. It's like when you become a doctor, wow, that's it. Okay, you succeed in life, right? But nowadays, y'all millennials, nobody wants to be a doctor anymore, isn't it? It sucks. Okay, it pays very little. It's too much hard work, isn't it? I mean, which is a good thing lah, because I don't advise any of you to become a doctor unless that's really your passion. Okay. Anyway, you can read this yourself lah, or you can become a veterinarian. Veterinarian if you're interested in animals. Okay. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about general science. Okay, this part, right? You'll be studying them even in general science. Okay, next year, I keep saying next year. Okay, next time when you're in Form 4, if you don't take bio, you don't take physics, you don't take chemistry, you are taking one general science. Okay, you'll still be seeing me. And for the first chapter, we will still be learning this. Okay, this is a general part that everyone should learn. Okay, so what is a PPE? You know what is PPE? You know what is PPE? Because of this COVID, this is what everyone talks about, right? There was a time where Malaysia we have lack of PPE. So that's why China they donate to us. So this is called personal protective equipment. This is how you protect yourself. So for example, your goggles, okay, your lab gloves, mask, lab coat, and lab shoes. Right? Guys, I don't think you guys will be wearing lab coat anytime soon unless you go to college. Next time when you go college and if you decide to take biology or physics or chemistry, you must wear a lab coat. All right, this is to prevent spillage onto your skin or onto your clothes. Okay, as straightforward as they are. Anyway, next, do you have this in your school? Do you have this in your lab? Do you know what is this? Your school lab should have one of this. Yes, okay, you do. Have you guys played with this before? This is what we call an eye wash station. Okay, and then this is called an emergency shower. Most likely you will find this thing in your chemistry lab. Okay, in your chemistry lab, this thing is for you to wash off any spillage. If you spill anything in your eyes, if you spill anything on your skin, so this is like an emergency shower, right? Your school have this, okay? But whether is it functional, that's a different story, right? Because let's face it, guys, your school has many equipments, but you have not used any of it one, right? All those test tubes, all those boiling tubes, all those beakers, all those measuring cylinder, they are just there for decorative purpose one, right? They are full of dust already, you still don't get the chance to touching them. I mean, that's what happens lah. Malaysian school sucks lah. Okay, so this is your emergency shower. Anyway, so do you have this in your school? Not this. I don't think your school is rich enough to afford this, but I'm sure you have these too. Oh, you do. Okay, so if next year, if you are going into a chemistry lab, you will see this. This is called a fume chamber. And if you go into a biology lab, you will see this thing. We call it a laminar flow cabinet, right? Okay, so what is this? Right, so your fume chamber, as the name says, fume is poisonous gas. So if you want to do any experiment that produce toxic fumes, like you see here, chlorine and bromine, these gases you can die. So you have to do it inside here. Why? Because this is a glass that protects you. You put your hands inside these two holes here. And then on top, there are exhaust fans. They will draw the fumes up, and then they will filter the air before they release into the air. So this is a safe place for you to do those poisonous gas experiment. Right? This thing is called fume chamber. This is something like a cooking hood lah. You see, it's also called a hood. You know, it's a cooking hood. I'm sure you have this at home. Above your stove, there should be some kind of exhaust fan. It's called a cooking hood. To draw all the cooking fumes out from your house. That's going to be your fume chamber lah. Right? And then of course you have your laminar flow cabinet. Okay, laminar flow cabinet. This is almost like it, but this is more for biology. If you want to grow bacteria here, let's say you have a petri dish, you want to grow bacteria here, so you will put it here. Because this thing will keep everything, this is like an incubator. It keeps everything at a very steady temperature. So this is your laminar flow cabinet lah. Okay, so you have filtered air inside. So this is to prevent contamination because all the air inside is clean. Okay, sort of like a sterilized environment lah. Okay, boring stuff lah. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on, and then let's talk about waste. Okay, let's talk about waste. So when it comes to waste, right? Okay, so there are things that you can throw into the sink, and there are things that you cannot throw into the sink. All right. So for example, what can you throw into the sink? That would be anything from pH 5 to 9, right? That means weak acid or weak alkaline, you can throw it into the sink. Okay, so you see dilute acid, dilute alkalines, okay, harmless inorganic salt, okay, liquid or solution with low concentration, things like that. But what you can't throw into the sink, this is common sense lah. You cannot throw solid waste into the sink for obvious reasons. Okay, can you, let's say your kitchen sink, can you throw food down into a sink? No. And of course, you have pH less than 5 or more than 9, something strong acid or strong alkaline. Obviously, you cannot throw it down there. Organic solvents like alcohol. You know what is acetone? This is your nail polish remover. This is a very strong substance. You don't throw it down the sink. Your chemical substance, your toxic substance, heavy metals, organic waste, radioactive waste, okay, things like that. You don't throw it down the sink. What about boiling water? I think boiling water, you have to cool it before you throw it down. You have to cool it. But I mean, even if you throw it down, it should be fine lah. Your pipes are stronger than that, so boiling tube should be fine. Boiling water should be fine. Sorry, boiling water should be fine. Okay, so when it comes to waste, we have 4 ways of categorizing it. Okay, so we have category A, B, C, and D. And what are they? You'll be still learning the same thing in your science next time, your general science. So category A is your sharp waste. Anything that is sharp, like for example, syringe, needles, glass, scalpel, other sharp instruments. I'm sure when you got your COVID vaccine, after they inject you, they will throw the needle into this yellow bucket, isn't it? Did they? Did they? I'm sure you went to your school for your vaccination, right? And they throw this thing inside, right? And this thing cannot open one. This thing is like sealed, cannot open one. Once you throw things inside, you cannot put your hands inside anymore. This is to prevent you from getting cut. Because you see, all these needles inside is actually quite dangerous. What if inside the needle, someone has tuberculosis? Someone has some other transmittable disease. If you touch the needle, you might be infected. So they just keep it inside, you cannot access one. So this is your category A. Okay, and this bin does not need to be sterilized. Okay, you don't need to sterilize. You can just where do you throw this, by the way? When this is full, where do you throw this? There's a special way for you to throw it, man. Like you see, for hospitals, you don't see a rubbish truck drive inside a hospital, isn't it? It'd be really funny. Because for hospitals, right, how do they handle their waste? They have special companies that help them do it, right? They need to pay for special garbage or waste disposal because their rubbish is very sensitive. Okay, so and then category B, these are non-sharp waste, right? Like for example, gloves, tissue paper, petri dish, plastic containers, and things like that. Have you seen this before? Yes, your COVID test, right? Your COVID test, they give you this bag, right? By the way, this means biohazard. Any of you play Resident Evil? You should see this thing. Okay, biohazard. So your COVID test is part of your category B lah. So what should you do to this? You should autoclave these ways. What is autoclave? Autoclave means you steam it inside here with 120 degrees Celsius. Okay, why 120 degrees Celsius? This is to make sure every bacteria died. Okay, because 120 is how you kill 100% of germs. So you have to autoclave it before you throw it away. So this is your category B. And then category C, these are animal carcasses, okay, animal bodies and whatnot. So organs, tissues. You guys know that you are dissecting a frog in form 4, form 5, right? Form 5, I forgot lah. In biology lah, you'll be dissecting frogs. Do you know that? So after you dissect your frog, the remaining of it, okay, those are category C. So you should wrap it with tissue paper or any absorbent material so that the water doesn't leak out, which could be very disgusting and they could smell. So this is your category C. And then category D, those are your liquids like blood, right? And these you need to autoclave them. So you need to sterilize them to prevent any diseases, because liquid, they can transmit disease. So we have to autoclave them. Okay, cool. So scientific attitude, I'm not going to go into this. These are moral values. Who cares, right? Okay, anyway, accidents in the lab, I'll leave it up to you to read this. Lab safety rules, I'm sure you read this in Form 1 already. What the hell is this doing here? Okay, so the rest of it. Okay, let's talk about these planes here. Okay, let's talk about planes here. So planes and section, they're almost the same thing. So you have when you view our human body, when you view our human body, if you view it from the top, we call it a transverse plane. Okay, treat this as view. Okay, as view. If you view your body from the top, this is your transverse plane. Okay, put it this way. X, Y, and Z. You know your Cartesian plan? Okay, X axis and Y axis, and then so why got Z axis one? But this is 3D lah. So if you view your X axis from the top, it looks flat, right? So this is your transverse plane. And if you view it from the front, it's called a frontal plane. And if you view it from the side, it's called sagittal plane. Okay, if you say, sir, do I really need to know this? Okay, you don't, right? You don't, but at least you need to know this. Okay, section means you have to cut it. Section means now you cut it. If you cut it straight down, okay, let's say this is a piece of leaf. I cut it straight down like that. This is called a longitudinal section. And if I cut it in a horizontal way, we call this a cross section. I'm sure you've heard of this word before, cross section. Okay, you see some certain science books or some diagrams, you'll see, oh, this is a cross section of this and that, right? That's a cross section. And then of course direction, we have superior, lateral, and inferior. All right, I'm sure you have seen these two before in our heart. Okay, in our heart chapter, if you remember, the top right of your heart is your right atrium. All right, and there are two pipes going in here, and they are called your vena cava. Remember, your vena cava. And then you have a top vena cava, we call it your superior vena cava. And you have the bottom vena cava, we call it your inferior vena cava, which is the bottom. Okay, inferior is the bottom. All right. English lah, guys. This is basic English lah. Next time when you go and work, your superior is your boss. Your inferior is your staff. Okay, and then what is lateral? Lateral is the side. Okay, lateral is the side. If you go to the gym, this action is called a lateral raise. You raise your arm to the side. You raise your arm laterally. This is to train your delt, to train your shoulder. So this is lateral. Okay. Yes, deltoids. Wow, Melvin, good. That's a deltoid. And of course, you have your front deltoid, your lateral deltoid, and your rear deltoid. Yes. Okay. Wow, Tracy, you know also. Wow, you guys go to the gym, Okay. So to make your shoulder big, you need to train all three deltoids here. Okay. But of course, the one that gives you the broad shoulder look is your lateral deltoid. Rear delt flies. Damn, Tracy. Wow, you go to the gym, That's like one of my favorite exercise. Rear delt flies. Okay. Usually I use machine lah. Okay, so lateral means the side lah. Lateral means the side. Okay, lateral raise. Wow, cool. You guys go to the gym, so you guys know. Okay. Anyway, so when it comes to fish, right? This one you will learn it in the next few chapters. Okay. So all these things are called fins. Okay. So you have your dorsal fin, you have your ventral fin, and this your anterior fin. Okay, we actually call it your pectoral fin, and then this is the pelvic fin. Okay. So for Form 4, guys, for Form 4, you'll be studying mainly human parts and animal parts. You'll be studying a lot about animals. Okay, so anyway, the introductory one, science investigation one, you know what? We skip this because you already know this. Okay, let's go to chapter 2, shall we? Let's go to chapter 2, shall we? I know we are, you know, doing some intro class here, lah, but I really don't want to talk about, too basic stuff. Okay, let's talk about chapter 2. Okay, you don't have the notes, but let me show you something. Okay, chapter 2. Chapter 2 is when you learn about cells. Right? You must say, sir, cells? Something so basic? Yes. All right. If this is your cell, which you have learned in Form 1, what are the 4 parts you have learned? Okay. What are the 4 parts you have learned? Do you remember? What have you learned in your Form 1? Okay, yes, cytoplasm, good. Cytoplasm. What else? Who's the boss? Who's the middle? Yes, that's your nucleus. And who is your gut house? Who is your gut house? Who is the thing that surrounds yourself so that nothing important gets out or get in? That's gonna be your cell membrane, right? And who is the guy that gives you energy? Who is the guy that gives you energy? The powerhouse of the cell. Yes, good. That's your mitochondria. Right? Basic, right? So simple, right? You might say, sir, still got things to learn, man. Yes, we do. All right. So next year, when you learn about your cells, this is what you learn. Okay, let me open this bigger. Where's the diagram again? Let's see if I can open this. What the hell? Why is this so small? Okay, you know what? Let me find another diagram here. Okay, that will be okay. This one. Okay, this will be the cell you study. There will be 10 plus parts here. Right? Who knew? Your cell inside got so many things on. Right. So we start from the nuclear pore there. Okay, I zoom in a bit. We start from the nuclear pore there, and then we go clockwise. Okay, I'm sure you can. Okay, you might say, so what is a nuclear pore? Okay, not important. And then you see cytoplasm, right? You see cytoplasm, and then you see mitochondria, and then there's something called lysosome. All right, and then you have a Golgi body, or sometimes I call it the Golgi apparatus. And then you have your centrioles, you have your microtubule, otherwise not important. And then you have something, oh my God, what is this? Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And then on top, since you have the smooth version, right? And then you have the rough version. It's called a rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, rough endoplasmic reticulum. And then you have your ribosomes. And then you have your nucleolus. Why I say another nucleus there? Okay, it's a nucleus within a nucleus. So, and then you have your nucleus, of course. Right? And yes, you need to memorize most of this. Okay, you don't need to memorize the nuclear pore and the microtubule. The rest of it you need. Okay, these are the basic parts that you should know. Basic, huh? Wow. How is this basic, sir? Right. Anyway. Oh, by the way, you might say, sir, where is the cell membrane? Guys, in your Form 4 biology, we don't call it a cell membrane anymore. We call it a plasma membrane. No more cell. It's called plasma membrane. All right. Okay. And if you say, sir, how the hell am I supposed to memorize all of this? It's so much, it's so many, and it's so complicated. Okay, guys, when it comes to studying biology, there's a way one. Okay, just drink coffee. Drink coffee, you cannot sleep. Okay. Anyway, okay, let me put this thing simple, shall we? Right? Because I love teaching biology, so I know ways around it. Okay. Imagine this is your cell. Okay, this is your nucleus. If we zoom into a nucleus, this is the nucleus, right? Right. Guys, let me ask you something. What is the job of every cell? Imagine your cells are like factories. What's their function? What is the function of every cell in your body? Anyone? Energy. Okay, that's one of it. Energy is not the main thing. What's the main thing of every cell? Your bone cell, your muscle cell, your whatever cell. Okay, whatever cell. Guys, your cell, every cell has one job. Every cell's job is protein synthesis. What does it mean? That means to make protein. Because think about it, every part in your body is made from protein. Your hair is made from protein. Your muscles are made from protein. Your skin is made from protein. Your enzymes and hormones, your antibodies, your white blood cell, red blood cell, everything is made from protein. So the job of every cell is to make protein. And guys, you cannot use the word make, you have to use the word synthesis, as in photosynthesis, right? So next year, if you write make protein, produce protein, your answer will be wholly rejected. You must say to synthesize protein. It's for protein synthesis, right? Especially right now, you're growing, right? You're going through puberty, right? Your body is going through crazy amount of protein synthesis. The more protein you make, the more cells you grow, and the taller you grow, right? So as we speak right now, as you're growing right now, you are currently doing a lot of protein synthesis. So can you see why now I say protein is very important for growth? Protein is very important for you to grow taller, right? Not calcium. I mean, calcium helps. The main thing that makes you grow tall is protein. Okay? It's like bodybuilding lah. You see, you ask a bodybuilder what's the most important food? It's protein, bro. Okay? You don't drink protein, you're not gonna grow. Okay, this is like what I eat every day. Okay, protein, subtle flex. Not so subtle, huh? Okay, so you see protein. So when you go to the gym, you force yourself to do more protein synthesis. You tear your muscle, you lift heavy weights, you tear your muscle so that your muscle will do more protein synthesis, and you will go through something called hypertrophy. Hypertrophy means your muscle gets bigger lah. Okay, I mean, if you go to the gym, if you're a gym bro, you should know what a hypertrophy is. Right, anyway, so this is your nucleus. Okay, this is your nucleus. Inside your nucleus, you have your boss. Okay, nucleus is the boss, right? So this is your boss. And what is this thing called? Yes, good. That's your DNA. Okay, your DNA is your boss. So if your dad has very strong muscle DNA and your mom has very strong muscle DNA as well, you will build muscle effortlessly. It's a genetic thing, right? It's a genetic thing. If your dad and mom, they're very skinny, most likely you can't put on muscle mass very easily. Like me, my dad was very skinny. My mom is also very skinny, so I have a hard time putting on muscle, right? I mean, you must say, sir, you don't look like you put on muscle very hard. I do, because I've been going to the gym for 12 years. Sorry, 14. I started at 18. So imagine, only 14 years only I managed to be like this. Okay, so that's my DNA, what to do. Right, so DNA is the boss. Okay, so outside here, okay, let me draw this thing. Okay, outside here, there are these things. Okay, can you see these dots here? These dots they are your ribosome. Okay, they are your ribosome. Okay, so what is this? Okay, guys, I want you to imagine this. Imagine protein is like a t-shirt. I want you to imagine protein as a t-shirt. So you see, your boss decides how many t-shirt to make because your boss is the one that gets the order, right? Let's say someone calls your boss, hey boss, someone orders from your boss, hey, I need 500 t-shirts. Okay, I need 500 t-shirts. So your boss will go and tell this ribosome, hey, make me 500 t-shirts. So this ribosome, they are your sewing machine. Okay, they are your sewing machine. Their job is to make the protein out, is to make the t-shirt out. Sewing machine makes the t-shirt, right? So the ribosome is to make the protein, right? So guys, I have a question. What is the most simplest form of protein? When you take protein, you chop, 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 chop until the smallest. What is the smallest protein you get? This is form 2. When you digest protein to the simplest form, what is it? It's a two-word thing. It is a two-word. It starts with A. Yes, good. Amino acid. Wow. Okay. So imagine this. Amino acid, they are like threads. Threads. Okay. You take these threads, you sew them together, you knit them together to make a t-shirt. Right? So same thing. Your ribosome's job is to take these amino acid and put them together. Okay, put them into a long chain so that they become a t-shirt. So that they become a t-shirt, right? So all these are tiny sewing machines that make t-shirt for you. Okay, they make t-shirt for you. So once they made their t-shirt, they will put onto these conveyor belts. Imagine these things are like conveyor belts. So these conveyor belt, we call them endoplasmic reticulum. You might say, sir, what the hell is this? Okay, in short, we call them ER. ER, endoplasmic reticulum. And since this is full of ribosome, right? The whole thing is full of ribosome, right? They look rough. Okay, they don't look smooth, they look rough. So we call them rough ER. Okay, rough ER because they have sewing machines attached to them. So once they made their t-shirt, they will put the t-shirt onto this conveyor belt. The conveyor belt will carry them away because if you have been to a factory before, conveyor belt will carry your things away, right? Have you been to a sushi restaurant? Have you been to a sushi place? How do they carry sushi from the kitchen to you? They use the conveyor belt, the kaiten belt, right? So after they make the t-shirt, they will put it onto the conveyor belt and then they will ship it to you. All right, they will ship it to you, and then now they will pass it to the next guy. Okay, they will pass it to the next guy. Right, guys, imagine this. Let's say this is a H&M factory, a H&M factory. After my worker make a t-shirt, can I straight away sell it? Can I straight away sell it? Can I straight away put it online or ship it to my customer? Can I? Yes or no? If no, then why? If yes, then why? Yeah. Anyone? Anyone? My t-shirts are being made now. Okay, can I straight away? Okay, no need marketing. Right, so you see, I will pass it to the next guy. This is called your Golgi apparatus. Right? What is this guy's job? Right. After you make your t-shirt, some t-shirts they are faulty, isn't it? They are defect, isn't it? So this Golgi's job is to check, and if there's something wrong, they need to modify the protein. Their job is to modify, and last but not least is to package, right? If you're H&M, I can't just sell my shirt without any labeling, isn't it? I need to put labeling, I need to put price tag, even I need to fold it and wrap it in a nice plastic bag. I need to package my protein, right? So this is like a final checking guide. And then after your t-shirt is packaged into this bag, this bag is what we call a vesicle or a lysosome. Right? Now your t-shirt is ready to be sold. Now they will ship it out of the cell. Okay, and this is your plasma membrane. right? Can you see this whole thing starts to make sense already? Instead of me asking you to memorize all these parts like, sir, I can't. You see now, DNA is the boss. I give my order to my sewing machine, ribosome. Ribosome will start making the protein from amino acid and put it onto the conveyor belt, rough ER. Okay, and then the conveyor belt will bring it and pass it to the next guy, Golgi apparatus. Their job is to modify and pre-package the protein. And when they put it into the bag, you will become a vesicle or a lysosome. And now it's ready to be shipped outside of the cell. Okay, to be shipped outside the factory to bring it to shopping centers to be sold. So now, when you come back to here, this doesn't look so hard now, isn't it? Right? This doesn't look so hard now, isn't it? Okay, now you have the nucleus. Okay, can you see inside the nucleus there are many hairs there? The blue color nucleus, can you see all the hairy stuff there? Those are the DNA, right? You don't care about the nucleus. Beside the nucleus, can you see those hair? Those are DNA. And then can you see your rough ER? Can you see your rough ER? And then on top of your rough ER are those tiny sewing machine, ribosome, right? Then you might say, sir, why is there a smooth ER? Smooth ER is for fats one. It's for lemak, for fats. Don't care about that. And then you have your Golgi apparatus. You see the green color one, Golgi body, Golgi apparatus. Once they package it, it turns into your vesicle or your lysosome. You see, by using the sewing machine, the t-shirt factory story, I help you to memorize like almost all of the parts. This is how you study. Okay, this is how you study. There's no need for you to die memorize all these things. You will die. Right? How can you stuff all these things into your head? You can't. Right? So we do it the smart way. We do it the smart way. So, are you guys okay now? Are you guys okay now? I mean, I don't need you to absorb this, but when you come back for February class, this is the first thing you learn. Right? You see, now I cut your problem short already. Now you already know. You know what is your DNA, what is your ribosome, what is your ER. And of course, in exam, you cannot write ER. You have to write endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so you have your rough ER, but when we are saying it, we just say rough ER and smooth ER. And then you have your Golgi apparatus, you have your vesicles or lysosome, and plasma membrane. Okay, easy, easy. I mean, I'm not supposed to teach you this today, but hey, it's always good to learn new things, isn't it? Okay, so consider this my gift for you lah. So this is what you will learn in the next few months, but hey, why not you learn it now? Okay, because I don't like you coming to my class not learning something, so I'll teach you something. Right, anyway, our time is almost up. Okay, let me say something. Next week there will be no class, and next week, the 2nd of February, when you come back, you still have one more class with me. Right? And for that class, I'll be talking about chemistry. Okay, I'll be talking about chemistry. All right. So, Melvin, I see that you have Walter White as your profile picture. I assume you like chemistry. I'm a big fan of chemistry, right? So, fell down the rabbit hole. Oh, you started watching? You started watching? What season are you on right now? Oh, trust me, you'll be freaking addicted. Oh, second. Oh boy, are you in for a ride? Season 4 is pretty freaking good. Season 5 is mind-blowing. Trust me, I've watched Breaking Bad for more than 5 times. From the beginning to the end. At least 5 times. Okay, whenever my wife sees me watching Breaking Bad, she's like, again? I was like, why not? Favorite character. Have you seen Gus Fring already? Have you seen Gus Fring? Oh, he's the drug kingpin. He's the drug kingpin. Oh, he's my favorite character. He's a very psychotic drug kingpin. Oh, my favorite. Okay, so okay, you know Los Hermanos. Okay, so guys, when you come back for chemistry, when you come back for class next Thursday, I'll be talking about chemistry. Okay, hopefully I can spark some interest for you. Okay, so as for now, I think I'll sign off lah. So wish you have a happy Chinese New Year. Okay, enjoy yourself for this 1 week of holiday. I shall see you a week later. Okay, so I will learn something new today. I will learn something new today. I will see you again soon. Okay, so happy Thursday. Take care. Have a good Chinese New Year. I will see you again. All right, so see you guys. Take care. See you. Bye bye.